Today we're at Donner Summit again with the hiking buddies. Hiking buddies, everybody's hiking. And this is the Donner Monument. And if you look at it from the ground up, all the way up there, it's 20 feet. That's how much snow there was when they were trapped here. So we're headed to, somewhere around here is, what did she say it was? It was a nature trail that goes to the Murphy, that goes to the Murphy cabin site. And this area right here is the Schallenberger cabin site. And then we're going to do some like China Cove loop. So let's go see what this says. This is the Schallenberger cabin site. Yeah, it's the interpretive nature trail thing, but then you also can pick up, she said zigzag trail, which would connect to China Cove trail that we were going to do. Wow, that's a chunky tree, isn't it? So in case you don't know much about the Donner Party, they were from Illinois, George and Jacob Donner, and their friend, cabinet maker person, James Reed. They packed up 9 ox-drawn wagons in April of 1846, and they headed west with their families. There was the Donner family, the Breen family, the Murphy family, the Eddy, Graves, and Keysburg families. This is actually part of the interpretive trail, they said. Nature trail. Aw, isn't that pretty? I can't see a thing, but I'm gonna pretend I can. So when the Donners and company were coming across, they took Hastings Cut-off, which they were told was a shortcut that this guy Hastings had promoted in 1846. Nobody in the group had ever taken that trail, but they took it, and things didn't go well. They went down narrow, dangerous canyons in Utah, Wasatch Mountains, and they cleared a 36-mile path that took 3 weeks. And when it took 3 weeks, that set them back almost a month, which put them here a month later than they meant to be here. So anyway, they were forced to abandon a whole bunch of stuff there because they got in Salt Lake Desert. So after they abandoned all their supplies, not all of it, but a lot of their supplies and their livestock in Salt Lake, James Reed got out, what do they call it? Exiled, because he stabbed somebody, so they kicked him out, and he went to Sutter's Fort, and his family was left behind. There's Donner Creek. Isn't that pretty? I'll tell you more about it in just a minute. Isn't that pretty?
It's hard to see now.
This is Donner Creek, and you can bet your boopy that there is gold in there somewhere. Huh. So in 1846, late October 1846, the Donner Party arrived here in this area. And we are at about between 7,000 and 8,000 feet, I think. So here's when they started to have some issues, some serious issues. They met a guy named Charles Stanton, and he told George Donner that the way ahead would be extremely difficult. So the exhausted group chose to rest here in this area. In fact, those 2 cabin sites that we saw for 6 days, so they could gather their strength and stuff. But in that 6 days, they got stuck in several early storms that were essentially blizzards, and they got snowbound in this area. Like I said, back over there where we saw that monument was 20 feet of snow. So the Donner family never made it actually to Donner Lake, which is not here. It's down the ways a bit where we did that, the tunnels. They never actually made it there. It used to be called Truckee Lake. But they camped about 5 miles away in this area, actually. This is where their campgrounds were. So they settled in for the winter. They had tents and they built makeshift cabins of logs covered with hides. So it wasn't really what you'd call warm. And it ended up not going well. They, in the end, they had to send 15, in December they sent 15 members of the party out to find help at Sutter's Fort, which was in Sacramento, which is 95, basically 100 miles away. And not everybody made it because they got overtaken by a 3-day storm. They lost 7 group members. A month after they set out, 2 men and 5 women made it to a ranch 40 miles north of Sutter's Fort. So the rescue came in mid-February, so they were here from October to February trying to survive. And the problem was they had no food. And so when people would die, they actually resorted to cannibalism, unfortunately. Not everybody, they didn't eat everybody, but there were lots of people that didn't make it. I'll put links down below where you can read more about the Donner Party. But isn't this a beautiful location? Isn't it gorgeous? It smells so good, I wish you could smell it. Wow. And it's beautifully cool. It's like 70 degrees and it's wonderful because we've had 113 down in the valley. Ugh. Where does that trail go? Oh, I see man-made something over there. There's a couple of man-made somethings. There's a trailer, but there's a trailer, but I think there's something else over there too. Oh, it's probably a bear box. She said there was a stone that said Murphy's Cabin. It had a list of all of the people who were in the Donner Party on a stone, that the stone was part of the Murphy cabin. But the cabins were just logs and hides. It wasn't like a cabin, yeah.
Is that a bear box?
There, yeah, that's a bear box, the brown thing. So you can come camping here. If you like to camp, you can come here. This would be a handicapped accessible trail. You know, if you were in a wheelchair or on a scooter or had a stroller, you could do this trail. Ooh, I wonder who he was. That might be a little chunky. If you're doing it in a chair or on an e-scooter or something, that might be a little chunky. So you have to be careful. I love the sound of that. Well, this might be problematic if you're in a wheelchair. I don't know why it's like this. Oh, yeah, it should be. It's basically just snow. It looks cold.
I bet. I was just thinking that it was.
Oh, this is for cars and trucks to go over. It's a bench, and it's not even a memorial bench. All the benches I see all the time have plaques on them. Memorial bench. I would hate to try and build a cabin here when it's snowing. I'd hate to try and build a cabin, period, but in the snow would be worse. Wow, that was a long tree. Isn't that pretty? Aw. the baby trees growing next to their mamas. Oh yeah, here we go. Here's the monument for the Donner Party people.
Wow.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know if you can read that, but it says, the face of this rock formed the north end and the fireplace of the Murphy cabin. General Stephen W. Kearney, on June 22nd, 1847, buried under the middle cabin, middle of the cabin, the bodies found in the vicinity. The following is a complete list of members of the Donner Party who occupied various cabins and tents. The list of perished and the list of survived.
The Donner family was huge.
Yeah, it was. And look at how many of the men died.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, they say the women survived best because they're smaller.
And they had more body fat.
Is that the
Yeah.
deal?
Yeah,
Yeah.
they require fewer calories.
Yeah, look at.
I don't know if you can see this or not, but this is the actual overland trail that they took. And if you see that, here, I wonder if I can put this down so you can see it. Let me go over here so you can see it. I'll put this down here. I'll put this right here. See, you can see this orange highlighted part is the Hastings Cut-off, which is what they took, which nobody had ever seen before, and nobody had done in the party. Nobody had done it before, and that's where they got stuck for 3 weeks. And then they ended up here too late in the season. So they got here in October, which is when it snows, or it can snow. And this is some of the people. This is James and Margaret Reed. And that's George Donner. And that's Mary Murphy and her daughters. And some of these people, I mean, like I said, I'll put a link to this site on the bottom underneath the thing. But this is California State Parks, Donner Memorial State Park. So, there. Oh, hello. We don't want that. So, yeah. But you can see how long they took. Donner Party Trail was the blue polka dot, the blue dotted line all the way here, and then they took that cutoff. So, it wasn't good. Patrick Breen. Yeah. So, anyway, that's it. So this was the north end of the cabin then for the Murphy cabin. And over there where we started, which was at the monument, which apparently is actually 22 feet high. I said 20 feet, but it's 22 feet high. And they made it 22 feet high because the snow was 20 feet, but they made it 22 feet in case, so that it would always be above the snow. You see that bird over there? I don't know if you can see that bird. I think that's what they call a, what do they call that? I know what that bird is. I know what that bird is. He's got a little mohawk kind of thing going on. I know the name of that bird. It'll come to me. And then I'll tell you. What is that called? Oh, is that dang. I know what it's called. Oh well. Isn't that pretty? Those pink flowers over there, purple flowers. The only thing about this park is you can hear the freeway because it's like right there. Still smells good though. See, right there's the freeway, and there's one of the parking lots. There's a bunch more campsites over here because we were over that way at the that interpretive trail, and then the monument is more over that direction. Now we're going to go down this way and see where it goes. I don't know what this trail is called. There's no signage. I was hoping there might be signage, but there's not. Well, I take that back. There is signage, but it's all up at the front by the ranger station and the museum. We went into the museum. I didn't, I have one picture from in there. I didn't, oh look, poopy. Carnivore poopy. I didn't take any video in there because it was loud and echoey. So, and it was, actually there's one thing I might go back and take a picture of if I remember. But this apparently is another trail that you could do, probably, with limited mobility. So it's pretty flat, no potholes. It's a little teeny bit of a dip right here, but not bad. A seasonal spring, it looks like, and it's apparently not the season. Wow, that's a new bridge. I guess this is like for either camp, it must be for campgrounds. Yeah, it's a campground access bridge. That doesn't look very good. It's kind of nasty, actually. Got pumps there. Let's see what's over here. Well, that's pretty though. Huh. Isn't that pretty? Huh. See that tree in the water over there? Huh. And this place is packed. Packed, packed, packed with people. Not just the water, but everything. Oh, look, you can get down there to the water. A couple of different spots. Huh. Well, that's a little person. That's a little bitty person. Look at the little bitty person. It's pretty. It's pretty. Oh. I have something in my shoe again, besides my foot. That water's not moving much. But there's a little skimmers in there, little pollywoggy things. Little baby fishies in there.
No.
Or pollywoggies. Can't tell.
I cannot tell. I
Looks
haven't
like
seen any action in there.
there's little bitty fish in there. Wow, that's a pretty one, isn't it? Look at that, how pretty that is. Oh, look at that, it's so full. Look, it's a little beach. It's a little beach. Yay, it's a little beach. It's even sandy. Right on. Let's go see. Oh yeah, look at that. it's really kind of windy right now. But this is China Cove, part of Donner Lake. Tree sniffers.
Yeah, it is. So
You've heard of tree huggers. Now we have tree sniffers.
No, I said Jeffrey pine because it smells like vanilla.
Oh, yeah.
Can you smell it more there? That's probably about 10.
You should try over here.
Very light,
Yeah.
but you can smell it. It smells like vanilla. And that's how you tell the difference between a Jeffrey.
It got sticky on me now. I gotta get it off me. I have pine sap on my finger. I have to get it off because it's uber sticky. It's a puppy dog.
Come back in an hour, I'll be doing the same thing.
Yay, good boy. Yay, or girl, good girl. Oh look, here's a table. I can maybe wipe this off of my fingers. Huh. I don't know, maybe. I can get this off on my fingers. It's a little better, not quite as blobby, sticky. The bug just flew into my head. All right, over here for a second. Get a view of these waves. Yeah. Yeah. If he go, he just tipped over. I'm not going after him. You going after him?
I think I see his head.
Yeah. Yeah, there he is. Well, you're supposed to windsurf when there's wind.
Well, yeah, but this is like
Heavy wind. Yeah, it's pretty over here though. These waves. Wave action. Yeah. It's practicing windsurfing, it looks like. Oh yeah. Oh, that's not windsurfing. That's something different. I can't remember what that's called. If you know what that's called, let me know. Oh yeah. He's got it. Yeah. Oh, it is. I'll let you. I don't know if you can hear me because it's super windy, but if you can see over there on the hillside, right up there, that's the Donner tunnels that we did last time. So now we're down here on Donner Lake, which happens to be quite windy today. But it's beautiful. It's a little windy, but the temperature is perfect. Okay, we made it down to the end, and now we're walking back. We have to circle back, not circle, but we have to go back around in the direction that we came to get back to the parking lot. Yeah, so if you want to come up here, it's Donner State Park in Truckee, near Truckee, in Northern California, right close to Reno. And Reno is really not that far away. And we're checking out, again, the bathrooms of Northern California. Look, it's a beaver tree. Look, you can see his little tooth marks in there. Yeah, there's a beaver tree. And it's been a while because that tree is old and I don't see any beaver sticks out here. That one just fell over. I don't see any beaver dens or anything around here, so. And that was, I don't know, a careless driver or something. Oh, there's got some issue over there too. It is pretty. This is what I wanted to take a video of, is to show you this thing. This is a little map. This is a good diagram of Sutter's Fort all the way up here, and then if there's Dutch Flat, we passed Dutch Flat on the way up. So here, I'll show you this other thing too. See, here's where we are. We're right here. So if you get this perspective of the mountains, isn't that cool? So you're here. Here, I'll show you. Oh, here. This is coming up, Mount Judah. This is what we're going to do, I think, in September. But here's the little buttons that you can push the buttons to locate where you are. See, you are here. See the little button light up over there? And then transportation features. See, the freeway, Interstate 80 and Highway 89. And then natural history features, Lake Tahoe and Donner Lake. See how they're lit up over there? Cities and towns, lots of them. Sutter's Fort is Sacramento. Wheatland, and then Colfax. We passed Colfax, Dutch Flat, and then Truckee, and then Reno is over there in the corner. And then cultural features, Sutter's Fort again, Johnson Ranch is at Wheatland, and then Donner Pass and Mount Judah. See, Donner Lake, and then Alder Creek Camp and Pioneer Memorial, and then Donner Memorial State Park, which is right there. See how it's lit up? Isn't that cool? I kind of like this. Right here is the confluence in Auburn, and right here is the Forest Hill Bridge, which we do all the time. This is the Forest Hill Divide, and so up here somewhere is like Wharton's Market, where that fire was down in the canyon and took everything out. But if you look at this like this, like take Interstate 80, this is Interstate 80, and this is the mountains, because over here is Mount Judah. Where is it? There it is. There's Mount Judah. That's what we're going to do next in September, I think. And here's China Wall, which we did with the tunnels. These are the part of the tunnels. And then you are here. We're right here in the Donner Memorial State Park Museum. So anyway, yeah. Oh, and there's Reno, in case you want to go to Reno. That's it. Okay, I remembered. So we made it all the way down to the end of China Cove, where it cuts off into the campgrounds. So we didn't go through the campground. So we turned around and we're going all the way back this way to go to the car. There are several members of the party who want to go back and have pie at the place where they had pie last time. I didn't have pie last time, but I don't know if they're going to actually do that, but they want to. So we'll see. Anyway, unless I see something exciting on the way out to the car, because we're pretty close to the car, I'll get you back out if I see something. Otherwise, I think I'll check out for the moment. Thanks for joining me, us hiking buddies. I'll talk to you later.